I pretty much just went on like barely over TRT, basically a bodybuilder TRT dose where I was running like 250, and then I was supposed to be running 500, and then I was supposed to be running about 350 deca, but I ended up just running like 150 deca and about 250 tests, just because I was like, I really don't want to keep up on all this, and I kept growing anyways. So I was like, yeah, I'll just add in a little Anadrol, call it good. And yeah, I've gained a little lean tissue since then. So, but I am about to go back on cycle.
Hey,
Yes.
minimum effective dose. There we go. Staying healthy.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I have so many people right now. Do you see the video that I posted on Instagram like yesterday or the day before about what the cycle I'm going to be doing for the show?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. People are like, "You're gonna die. That's crazy." I'm like, bro, 600 tests is not crazy.
No, there's guys that do way more. 2-3
Way more
grams, man.
tests. I know. The comments on Instagram go crazy. Like, to be honest, I know when my Instagram videos are doing better again because people start talking shit to me on my comments.
I feel like it's because you pull in a lot of like normal viewers that aren't like bodybuilders. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I feel like I've structured my content to do that because really, I mean, that's how you get, everybody in there.
Engagement.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if people are talking shit to me on Instagram, that's completely fine. Like, obviously, I'm doing something right if people are talking about, that.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Peak Natty podcast. Today we got Trevor Davis on Ifbb Pro. Trevor, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, boss. Just got done training some fools. It's a good morning.
Oh yeah, where at? Tell them where you're living right now, what you're doing, what gym you train at, and kind of who you are.
Yeah, so I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I am a in-person personal trainer at Hive Fit Club, and then I do online coaching as well. Started bodybuilding about a year and a half ago and went pro. So now we're just we're working on getting the first pro show, getting the pro debut here at Wasatch.
Where's that?
Salt Lake City. So I have 3 shows planned this year. I'm doing Wasatch, and then which is April. Then May I'm doing Legion Sports Fest, and then in September I'm going to go up to Seattle, where I'm from, obviously, and then go do Sasquatch.
Okay. There we go. Good. Well, good luck, man. Tell them how long have you been lifting?
About realistically like 10 years. So I started like going to the gym at like 16, but you go to a bunch of row machines, you don't really do much. You just go to a bunch of stuff to say you go to the gym at 16. You know what I mean? So
I used to just flat bench and just leave.
Yeah, bro. No, I was so small back then that I couldn't put a 5-pound plate on the bench on each side. Like legitimately, when I first started going to the gym, I was about 110 pounds because that's like what I wrestled at. I was a super tall, super skinny.
I used to wrestle too.
Oh, we're gonna have to get some rolling in, bud.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's scrap.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and then my brother started competing, and that's when I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. I was like, all right. So then I always talked about competing, talked about it, and then I ended up moving to LA when I was like 25, and like that's where it really all started for like the actual bodybuilding part of my life, because that's when I got introduced to like Larry Wheels and them, and then I got to be with Team Zero Gravity all the time. So that's where I was like, damn, this is super dope. And then I got to just learn everything about men's physique. So I was like, all right, let's go.
Tell them about Team Zero Gravity.
So Team Zero Gravity is like one of the top Olympia men's physique teams. Ryan Benson has been one of the best coaches for like ever since he's been around. He coaches Larry, Jeremy Potvin. He coached Jason Bundia back in the day. He coaches Ben Quill. He's got a lot of top Olympian names, and he's an absolute killer. But I ended up working with them for a year. I managed Larry's Snapchat and TikTok for a little while.
I didn't know that. What?
Yeah. I used to live with Larry, bro.
I have seen clips of you with him, but I didn't know you managed his stuff.
Yeah. I managed his Snapchat and his TikTok.
Dude, I love his White Rabbit energy drinks.
Bro, I remember. So I was supposed to be a sales rep for White Rabbit at one point.
What?
Yeah, no, I know the owners of that really well. They're super dope. I remember when Larry came out with his
Lemonade?
Larry's lemonade. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember the day that came out. We got samples for it, like blank cans and everything.
Dude, every time I go to the Olympia or the Arnold, I just keep going back for rounds and rounds of free samples from Dialed Moods is one of
Mhm.
them, and then White Rabbit is the other one. I
Yeah,
just get as
see,
many as I can.
I think they taste great. I'm just not a fan of kratom. It freaks
Okay.
me out. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, something's not right with that.
I know if you take too much, it makes you nauseous, but I love it.
That's what I've heard too. Also, I've heard of people like getting rhabdo-like symptoms from ingesting too much creatine. I mean, not creatine. What's the
Kratom?
kratom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because it dehydrates you a lot. Like a lot. It
Yeah, that's
dehydrates you.
that's pretty crazy. Yeah, no, I just stayed away from it. I was like, this is weird. I'm just gonna smoke weed. Works out way
So
better.
let me get this straight for the viewers. You've been bodybuilding for a year and a half and became an IFBB Pro.
Yeah, well, I went pro in 8 months.
8 months of
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
did my first show in November, and then did my second show in July, and went pro at USA's, which was pretty crazy because like this all happened pretty fast. Me and Larry, we stopped working together. His wife moved back to didn't move back, but she moved from Dubai over to here.
Hmm.
So he didn't really need me anymore, which is totally okay. That's business. Obviously cut costs where you were, and I had plans. I had a plan already.
How'd you get connected with him?
So it's pretty crazy. This all happened. Another thing happened very fast. So I was doing, I was doing security at the front door of this restaurant called Casa Madera, and I met the owners of ABE. Well, it used to be ABE. Now it's AN Nutrition or AN Subs, but they're a branch of Applied Nutrition from the UK. So, which in the UK they're like one of the biggest brands. But I was just chopping it up with them. The owners came down to the front door, and I was chopping it up with them. And I was like, "Oh, are you guys staying in the hotel? Because that's where the restaurant was. It was in a super nice hotel." And they're like, "Yeah, we are." And I was like, "Awesome." I was like, "I'll see you guys tomorrow." And they're like, "Okay." So they come down. I'm talking to him again, and this dude Brandon Velasquez goes into the bathroom, and he's their content director. So I was like, "Oh, nice." I was like, "Boom!" I go into the bathroom, take off my blazer. I'm like washing my hands like this, trying to like show that I'm jacked. And he's like, "Damn, bro, you're pretty big." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I've been trying to break into the fitness industry for a while now." I was like, it's not really working, but I was like, I'm still trying. And he's like, "Bro, how many followers do you have on Instagram?" And like back then I had like 9,000 or something, I think. And he's like, "We'll sponsor you right now." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you serious?" And they're like, "Yep, come to Zoo Culture tomorrow. We're going to do a video for you and everything." And I was like, "Okay, sick." And we got to Zoo Culture, and I met, Big Boy Baker, the Gym
No.
Reaper.
Oh, Jim Reaper. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Jim Reaper.
Jim Reaper, he throws clap
Yeah.
benches 315, mogs people on like TikTok and shit like that. Well, they introduced me to him because he was sponsored by the same company. And me and him were talking, and he was here from the UK for a week, and he didn't have anyone to help him film. And I was like, "Oh, bro, I got you." I was like, "I'll help you literally all week." And he's like, "Don't you have like obligations?" I was like, "I do security at night." I was like, "It's no big deal." I was like, "I can help you all day." So helped him all week, and he brought me to meet Larry. And I just like act like I didn't know Larry when I met him too. I was like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Larry." And I was like, "Nice. My name's Trevor." Ended up talking to him and his manager for a while. Me and Adam, his old manager, followed each other on Instagram. And I messaged him the next day, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like I know you guys are talking about you just moved back from Dubai, and you guys are opening a gym. You have a lot of new opportunities coming. I just want to let you know I've done everything from every type of labor work you could think of to hospitality to obviously camera work you've seen with Baker. I was like, if you guys need anything, let me know. I'll be there in a heartbeat." And they hit me up the next day. And they're like, "Hey, bro, come to the gym. We want to talk to you about something." I was like, "For sure." And they're like, gave me a full-time job managing Larry's Snapchat. I was like, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, that is sick, dude. I
Yeah,
would do
and
that
like
100%.
no
I've met
one
Larry
knew.
and he was super nice. Super
Oh,
nice.
he's one of the most down to earth like influencers there is. I don't think there's like a better person for someone to go meet as an influencer to get a good example of how someone should be acting as an influencer. Like if someone wants a picture, yes. Every time someone comes up to him, I've never once seen him get an attitude. He's never been like, I'm the shit type of deal like you see some people do. And he's just dope. He was a really good dude. I have no issues with him at all. He's great.
I met him a couple years ago. He asked what gym I train at in Arizona. He was asking, like, dude, all about my gym in Arizona. He was asking how my training is going, how bodybuilding is going. He took a picture with me. He gave me a free white rabbit when they weren't even giving them out. He was the coolest guy ever. I met him at the Olympia 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's sick, bro. It was such a dope experience going from so I'm from a very small town of 12,000 people. Very small. 99% of them stay in the same hometown. They never leave. So and when I moved to LA, I was like, I'm gonna meet people sooner or later. I was like, I just know I'm gonna. And the fact that I got to meet Larry Wheels, and then right before he went to go compete in the amateur Olympia, he's like, bro, you're driving like an hour and a half each way to come record my Snapchats, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you should just let me move in, bro. And he's like, all right, fine. And I was like, wait, for real? I was like, what? I'm moving in. So I got to go from living in downtown LA, this shitty little apartment, to moving into Larry's fat ass house.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was one of the sickest experiences. And it's what really showed me, before I had this mindset, no, it's so hard to make it, trying to do that is a bit ridiculous. And he really showed me that it's possible. We talked about how when he lived in the Bronx and he had nothing, and it was just him and his mom living in the craziest rundown apartment, and he's like, that's what I come from. You know what I mean? And that's what you can do too. So that's what, living with him showed me how possible everything really is.
Dude, and I know how much money you were making him too, because dude, Snapchat pays. I'm tapped in. Snapchat pays.
They were paying way better back then too. When the program first came out, they were doing I think it was either 60-40 or 50-50 with ad revenue for the people on Snapchat, which is, I don't know if it's gone down a little bit because it's been a year and a half to 2 years since I've managed somebody's Snapchat. But yeah, I know they pay pretty fucking well.
Yeah, dude, especially him with that many followers. You were printing money for him just.
Oh, bro, when I would watch the views for the amateur Olympia, we had 250, sometimes 300 Snapchats up, and there would be over 500,000 to 1 million views on every single one of the Snapchats.
Yeah.
So how that was.
Yeah. Hey, I would pay you to record me too to take advantage of that Snapchat monetization. Holy.
Yeah, bro, and I just got to enjoy it. We got to go out to dinner every day, all the time. When we went to when he competed in the amateur Olympia, we got to go to Ronnie Coleman's after party for the Olympia because we stayed for Olympia. It was so sick. It was I don't even know how to describe it. I was sitting there with Ronnie Coleman, Larry Wheels, Big Boy Baker, Nile Niagara. I was like, what the? I was like, how am I here right now? 2 years ago, I had never even left Washington.
Oh, dude, yeah, just shows, man. When you meet the right people and you work hard, you can get anywhere, honestly.
It's a fact. Yeah, so it's all been pretty damn exciting. I'm thankful for everything that's happened. I have zero complaints.
What was your why that made you flip the switch and I'm competing? What was it made you commit to a show?
So it was when I moved back to Seattle. I went back to paving roads. I was making really good money, but I was so bored. And I wasn't going to be I'm going to go hang out with my old friends, because obviously me hanging out with my old friends would just make me do the shit that I did when I hung out with them in the beginning, which wouldn't progress anything I do. Going to hometown bars, going to my homies to smoke some weed. That's
got to get out of your hometown.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I pretty much stuck to myself there, and I got so bored in Washington that I heard of this one dude. His name was John Person, and I heard he was a good coach, and I had seen some good things about him. So I literally just showed up at his gym 6 weeks before Northwest Championships in Washington, and I was like, hey, bro, you want to come take a look at me real quick? And he's like, sure. I've never met him before. And he's like, you look all right. You look good. And I was like, let's do Northwest. And he's like, It's in 6 weeks. And I was like, I know. I was like, let's do it. And he's like, you want to win? And I was like, I'll win. If you tell me what to do, I'll do it and we can win. And he's like, perfect. So we started that, went in, won Northwest. And then, yeah, like literally it all happened in 6 weeks. I just randomly was like, I'm going to go compete. I'm bored. I don't have anything to do after I go to work. Like I need to focus on something. Like I need to be cooking my meals. I need to be doing everything, or else I'm just going to sit here and not have anything to do and then go do something stupid.
Yep, exactly. Okay.
Like Dustin Poirier, he always said, if he doesn't have something to do, he feels like he's going to go crazy. And that's when he does like the dumbest shit. That's when he starts drinking too much, gets himself into trouble, is when he doesn't have something to do, doesn't have a mission. And right now it's hard to not have a mission because I want to go to Olympia. So it's going to be obviously a mission in itself to do that. So it's going to be a long road, and I'm going to be pretty busy for a long time doing it.
No, dude, that's one of the best things about bodybuilding is you're always constantly working towards your next goal. It keeps you focused, keeps you driven, and it's so fulfilling when you put in so much work for weeks on end, and then your show day finally comes, man, and you just kill it. So it's the best day ever.
That's a fact. Yeah, it was dope because like I remember my brother competed when I was really young, and he got smoked. Obviously, he was natural and he was in the NPC.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, some naturals can hang. Brinks, right?
Yeah, Brinks. I mean, dude,
Micah, Natty, Ifbb Pros against untested guys, dude.
He did better than me at USA's somehow.
Bro, I got to get him on the podcast. I haven't really ever talked to him before.
Micah's the man.
I know who he is.
He's dope. Micah's hella cool. Really, it's funny because literally before the show, me and his coach worked out all the time. Nate, Nate.
Yeah.
And anytime we talk about Micah, I'm like, hey, you talking about Class A? Because it's the shortest class.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you cut out. I heard Class A.
Oh, yeah. I would always be like, what up, Class A?
Oh, what up, Class A? Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, because Class A is the shortest. What are you, like Class D?
I think I was F.
Okay. I was C.
Yeah, I think I was F. How tall are you?
5'11", 3/4. That's what I got measured at.
We're the same exact height.
Oh, yeah. There's just so many more, for nationals.
Yeah, well, yeah, there were so many people at USA's.
How much are you weighing?
Right now, I'm about 198.
How am I heavier than you? Are you shredded right now?
I don't think I'm like shredded.
I'm 215. I got a lot of weight in my legs though.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty lean.
Yeah, like what, 10%? It's kind of blurry, but
right about 8.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty lean.
Like I said, when I took a break from gear, I stopped pushing food as well. I'm just gonna kind of chill over the next couple months because I know if I can sit at 198 at this, then right when I add more, add a cycle in, I'm gonna gain some lean mass going into the show. I also don't want to be too heavy because I don't want to have to. Well, the weight cap, and also I don't know what I'm going to look like at 209. At USA's, I was 183. My best look could be at 195, and if I go over that, now I'm 205 on stage, then I'm going to have to lose 10 pounds to find my best look, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather keep going in small growth stages, so that way when I do feel like I've hit my perfect physique, I can stay there rather than going overboard and having to kind of lean back on everything else.
For me, I just can't stay that lean unless obviously I'm in prep because my training just sucks if I'm shredded as a natty.
Yeah.
I'm just so much weaker and like more frail, you know what I mean? So I have to put on a little body fat.
PEDs definitely helps.
Yeah. It's a different game.
Yeah, it's a completely different game. And like I don't expect I'm this lean. I'm actually stopping my cardio right now. Because I was getting too lean. I'm not supposed to be this lean right now.
Yeah. You're not in prep quite yet. So
no, I've lost like 10 pounds over the last 3 weeks doing fasted cardio. And I'm like, oh, I gotta calm down. I'm like, chill out. So my coach is like, no more cardio. He's like, stop. He's like, we'll wait to do cardio until you're 2 months out. Because I lean out insanely fast. I didn't really start doing hard cardio until I was 4 weeks out from USA's. Like that's when I started my 2 40-minute sessions with a long sleeve and a sweatshirt. And then I was like, all right, this sucks. This sucks hella bad.
Hey, 4 weeks of grinding, that's not bad at all.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was cool. How many shows have you done? Because I know you did OCB.
I've done 3 OCB and then 2 NPC natty ones.
Okay, how'd you do over there?
So I took first in my class here at the Whitney Jones natty one, and then I lost the overall to Cam Kissel, if you know who that is.
Sounds familiar.
He's an influencer. He's a beast.
I'd have to see his face.
And then I took second at the one in San Diego for classic, and no, second in men's physique, and third in classic.
That's sick. See, I don't know if you saw it.
Because I do both.
I posted on my story about switching to classic.
I voted on it. I said yes.
I know everyone thinks I should switch to classic, and thank you.
Posing's a lot harder. I will tell you that.
Posing's a lot harder. The routine's a lot crazier. Like,
yeah, it's cool, but it's definitely a big change, especially obviously at your level, at the pro level, man. Whew, big change.
I don't even know what the pro level's like yet. That's the thing. Is like, what's been crazy is it's been like a whole new set of things to be nervous about every show I go into. My first show, I'm nervous. It's my first show. I'm like, am I going to do good? Like, am I going to suck? Then I do great.
You won the whole thing.
Yeah, now I'm going to USA's, and I don't know if you do the same thing, but when I'm backstage, like obviously I look at myself so much that I think of myself as someone smaller. You know, I don't think I look as good as other people sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Everybody gets BD, bro. Body dysmorphia.
Oh, yeah. When I was backstage, bro, I was freaking out. I was like, oh, these guys look fucking sick. I was like, these guys look so good, bro. I'm going to get smoked. Then my coach was like, bro, shut up. He's like, you look great. And then at USA's, I saw Ryan Benson there, Team Zero Gravity. And he introduced me to all the judges. You know, he was super dope. I think that, you know, helped a lot having someone like him, you know, be there, introducing me to people. So we went backstage and he's like, pop the top. He's like, let's see what you're doing. Let's see. And he's like, all right. He's like, you have a pro level physique. He's like, you're going to do really good here. He's like, I know you're nervous. He's like, calm down. He's like, you're going to do really great. And after I got up stage, he's the one that came up to me and he's like, you didn't get first. You got second. And I was like, how do you know that? And he's like, because I know bodybuilding and you got second place. He's like, you didn't get as so when I was up there, my body was at more of like right here when I should have gotten more of a twist to bring one of the shoulders out more. Mm-hmm. But it's whatever. I got my pro card. I learned a valuable lesson in posing.
Hey, Josh will get you right now with your posing.
Josh is the man.
He's the man,
Josh
bro.
Is the man.
I won overall best poser at the Whitney with him.
Really?
This one right here is classic physique best poser.
That's sick. That's hella sick. Yeah, Josh is, bro. I really didn't think I needed help with my mandatories at all. Like, didn't think I needed anything. He came in and I felt like I didn't even know how to pose.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm doing all of this wrong. Like, even just having your thumbs facing the judges and stuff like that. Like, I would have never thought about doing that on my own. I would have kept my same little dilly-dally hand just doing whatever it wants, you know? He's good.
He's the master. So, who do you look up to in the industry, bodybuilding-wise?
Bodybuilding-wise,
do you watch anyone? Do you follow anyone that you really like look up to that that you know you would love to meet, or just honestly just inspires you content-wise and everything like that?
Ooh, really? I mean, I would say Larry, really, because he's just, you know, I got to live with him. I got to see everything he does. I got to see how he acts with fans, you know, and everything else. Like, he's literally just a top tier influencer, realistically, and content creator when it comes to fitness. But like, there would be a crowd of 60 people around us, and he would take a picture with every single person. It didn't care if we're sitting there for an hour. This dude is taking pictures. Like, we'll be on Santa Monica Pier. He'll be taking pictures with everybody that asks. And I'm like, that's crazy. But if we're talking about people in my bodybuilding sphere, which is men's physique, obviously like Ryan Terry, and I want to smoke him. I want to smoke Ryan Terry one of these days. But I would say Jeremy Bundia. Jeremy
Dude,
Bundia
I
is
watch
what
his YouTube
started.
videos sometimes. He's mad cool, bro. Jeremy
He's
Buendia.
sick. And when my brother started competing, I think that's when he won his like first Olympia. And like that's when I started watching. And I remember his last Olympia he won. He when he was on stage, like he didn't have as much of a smile as he had like a smirk. Like he already knew he won the show. You know, and I loved that. I was like, that's sick. I was like, that is so dope. So Jeremy Buendia is like the one that really got me to want to compete in the first place. I would say 10 years ago.
He just opened up a gym too. I'm not sure where it is, but that would be sick to check out one day.
Yeah, that would be sick. I'm going because I'm going to go do Sasquatch this year. I wish he was competing. It would have been just so cool to be backstage
Yeah.
with him. That would have been so sick. I would have been really happy about that.
You want
But
to know
really,
who I first started watching when I got into everything?
who?
I'm not sure if you know them, but you know who Sush is? Yeah, you know who Sush
Oh
is. He
yeah,
follows
yeah,
you,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, me
Uh,
and Steve are cool.
yeah, he follows you. I'd noticed that. And then James English, when him and James English were living together in Houston, and it was like the 2020, 2021 fitness era where Alpha Land was popping, that
Yep.
was who I first started watching when I got into bodybuilding. And yeah, Sush and James, bro, I've watched every single one of their YouTube videos when they were on the come up.
Yeah, Alpha Land was sick, bro.
Yeah. Dude,
Alpha
that
Land was
era.
so
Oh,
sick back in the day, bro.
I wish I was a
You
little older, bro,
you
and I
would
could have
go
like
there on
been
a
a part of that.
weekday, popping like so many people, and it was so cool to just go there. Alpha Land was sick, but I definitely agree. Um, James English is a freak. I've arm wrestled him before.
Okay.
Dude's an animal. Dude's an animal. If we're thinking about the right person, I don't know. There's like two that look alike over on Young LA.
The one that lived with Sush, he's an Ifbb Pro now. He's coached by Kyle Wilkes.
Yeah, yeah, he used to arm wrestle too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He arm wrestled what's his name? Larrett. Auden Larrett's son or
Lariat.
something. Yeah, Lariat.
Yeah, I had the chance and it was just not even worth it. I was like, I'm not touching that man's hand. But I did. I don't know if anybody knows who the arm wrestling whisperer is. I don't know if you've seen his content, but I smoked him a couple times.
Hey,
He's
I have
like
I have a couple homies who are pro and they've taught me some of the techniques, but it's some hard stuff, man.
all arm wrestling.
I'll bring my homies to you.
I'm down. That'll be fun.
That would be fun.
No, that'll be hella fun. Yeah, I've also really like at the Whitney Jones show. I don't know if you saw when Hive sponsored it, and me and Nate
I
did
was there.
the trophy ceremony.
Yeah, I was there.
I did the arm wrestling tournament right outside of there and got third.
Okay, that's sick. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
randomly, super random.
That's funny. That is funny. Have you always had the same coach?
Yeah, yeah. I'll never switch. I
Okay.
won't.
Locked in
Like
with him.
I know I've talked about how I know.
Dude, I
Ryan
mean, he
Beck-
made you went pro first nationals, so
Yeah, there's no reason to switch. And like
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, when I moved to Arizona, I was pretty broke. You know, it was a decision that I made really fast. I was like, this is what I think is going to be right. This is what I'm going to do. So I was like, fuck it. I moved to Arizona. Didn't have that good of a job. Wasn't coaching or anything by then. So like I wasn't really making that much money. And, you know, but he helped me out with everything. You know, if I needed some gear, he would just send me my gear. I remember one time he went to the casino and he won like 20 grand. And he's like, he sends me a picture of winning 20 grand. I was like, you dirty dog. The next thing is $1,000 Apple Pay from him. I was like, what? Like, no, my coach has helped support me through all of this. And he's the man. Like, honestly, if I were to thank anybody in the bodybuilding industry, it would be him. Like when I tell you I was struggling, like it was hard for me to eat, you know, everything else when I first moved down here. Cause in Washington, I was making like 70 an hour paving roads. You know, I'm making really good money. After 8 hours, that's time and a half. Here, I'm making $30, and down here, it's just not as busy. So I was working like 4 hours a day sometimes, and then to have a 2-day break. So I'm like struggling, and my coach was helping me out with money. He was helping me out with food if I needed it. You know, he was always just telling me, he's like, you're the one person that finally came to my gym. And I just had complete faith in you. I just knew you were going to do everything you said you were going to. And you just had this look in your eye. And he's like, I want to support you through all your dreams because your dreams are my dreams now.
Dude, I think you just had that. People that have ambition just have a different spark in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? They have a different vibe to them. Someone that like actually wants to achieve greatness, and you can just tell. You can just tell,
Yeah.
you know?
You know Tyler Vigilante?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So he was he would go to Hive all the time, and
Mhm.
I'll use him as an example. I was not ready for USA's like 6 weeks out. 6 weeks out, I was like 13% body fat. I was pretty bad, bro. Even you can ask him if you ever talk to him, be like, was Trevor ready? And he'll be like, bro, I told him that I don't think that he can do it. Like even Nate and all them, they're like, you're not lean enough for USA's. I was like, just wait, buddy. I get lean very, very fast.
Yeah, you were doing like 2 45-minute sessions a day. I remember that, right?
Yeah, it was rough, and that was with I would throw my Henley on, so a thick, long sleeve, and then I'd throw a sweatshirt on over it, and then I'd throw a pair of shorts on, a pair of sweats, throw my hood on, and I would just get to walking. And like I was doing like 400 milligrams of tren, so like when I would listen to like crazy songs, like hard style and shit, I would just feel it. Like it was
Hard
wild.
style, dude. I love hard style, bro.
Hard
I love to hear
style
that.
and some freaking walking goes crazy. I would literally feel like I'm in a Rocky movie. I'm like,
That's so sick.
I'm getting ready. They don't believe in me.
Dude, speaking of gear, what was your first cycle?
Literally just test.
Okay.
Yeah, literally. I mean, so I think a lot of people start out this way and they get gear from the LA fitness trainer. Literally, that's how I got my gear the first time, was through an LA fitness personal trainer. And now that I know more, obviously it was such shitty gear. He gave me Test 500. Yeah. So, and you literally can't. There's no such thing as Test 500. There's
Now, lab grade stuff only.
Yeah, literally. And so me back then, I was doing like 2 cc's, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing 1,000 milligrams a test. I'm probably doing 250, maybe 500 at the most, because this is probably underdosed testosterone too back in the day. So that was my first cycle. I didn't even get into, and I didn't touch anything else until like 4 years later. I met some dude. I didn't even know about other steroids, if I'm being honest, besides like tren, or like I'd heard about D-ball, but I had no idea there was oral steroids until I was like 23 or 24. And then I was like, oh, Anadrol, cool. So I took some Anavar, and I was like, this is dope. And then I took some Anadrol a couple months later, and I was like, this is cool because it's a lot more of a strength compound. You know, I get a lot stronger from the Anadrol than I do the Anavar. But I liked Anavar because you have that anabolic look. You know, this drier, you know, a lot more veinier look. That's what I like. But
so you were on gear for a while before you started bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get diagnosed with low testosterone, but like back when I was younger,
like gym bro.
Yeah, I was a gym bro. You know, I like to say that I had low test. I probably didn't. You know, I just like to say that just so I don't sound like a dumbass hopping on tests at like 20 years old. But that's what I did. You know, whatever. It is what it is.
Oh, no, I was just confused because I had thought you didn't start gear until like a year and a half ago when you got into bodybuilding, when you were like, screw it, I'm going to compete, I'm going to start. Okay.
No. Even after I got into gear, I kept it pretty low. I never really went over 250, mainly because when I first started, needles were like my worst fear in the world. It would take me 5 minutes to put an insulin syringe in me. I'm not even kidding. 5 minutes.
Insulin syringes are like the tiniest things in the world.
They're so small, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like pushing it in like a millimeter at a time, and it's like starting to hurt because it's in there, and I'm like barely pressing it. So
what do you want to get out of bodybuilding? Like, what is your final bodybuilding end goal?
I just want to win. To be honest, I just want to win Olympia. That's it. I want to go win men's physique, then I want to go over to classic, and I want to compete in classic for a little while. That's it. I don't have some big dreams. I want to be a successful coach. I You know, I have plans of opening my own gym in the next like 2 to 3 years, but really I want to go there. I want to win Mr. Olympia, and people are probably going to say I'm a fucking idiot, but I think I'm going to win Mr. Olympia in the next 3 years. Personally, I really do believe that. I think that I'm going to go do really well at my first pro show at Wasatch in April. I think I'm about to go dog walk some pros. I'm going to show that I'm dangerous, you know, and that's how it's going to be. You know, I think a lot of people try and stay humble in the game, but I like how Ali's doing it. You know, he's coming out. He's like, no, I'm better than you. I'm going to win. This is what's going to happen. Obviously, he got second, but I'd rather get second shooting for first than not shoot for anything in place, you know?
Yeah. How does it work qualifying for the Olympia now? Because I know it's by points. You don't just win a pro show and automatically go anymore, right?
Yeah, so that's what sucked was I was talking so much shit online and I was like, I'm gonna go to Olympia in 3 shows because of there wasn't that
Oh,
rule change. And then literally right after I posted that video, the rule change came out. And you either have to win 2 pro shows or you have to do enough pro shows and place enough to garner enough points to be in the top, you know, the top of men's physique, or you have to go win like the New York Pro, Pittsburgh Pro, Dubai, you know,
Arnold.
one of the massive shows, which I also wanted to do this year. I wanted to go do the New York, but it's too soon. I thought it was going to be like somewhere around July-ish, but still thinking about whether I want to do Pittsburgh. It's pretty expensive, seeing as I'm going to be going to Salt Lake, then Reno, and then plan to go to Seattle in September. So we're going to see where we're at with it, but I really want to do like the New York or Pittsburgh, you know, really see where I stand with actual Olympians, because obviously all the Olympians are going to be there, you know, to show that who they are and obviously win a fat check. So that's what I want to go do. I want to go test myself around all of them.
Hell
So
yeah.
I think Wasatch is going to be a good little dip my toes in the water type of deal. And like I said, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna smoke some fools, and I don't think anyone's really gonna expect the placing that I get. Watch me say this and get smoked.
Hey, well, I go to the Olympia every single year, so I hope to see you there, man.
You
Hope to
will.
see you there.
I swear to God, you will, bro. And it
Let's
sucks. I
go,
mean,
baby.
it doesn't suck. It's funny to me when people say, "Well, you can't do that. Good luck. You're an idiot for thinking you can do that." And I was like, "Yeah, you would have said that 8 months ago when I did my first pro show, saying that I'm going to go pro at my next show. You would have told me I'm an idiot. No one goes pro. Do you know how many people told me I was stupid? Like even so, I did security at Kala in Scottsdale, and like there would be some people in there that I would talk to, and they're like, some of them are bodybuilders, like, bro, don't get your hopes up. You're not going pro. No one goes pro at their first national show. And I was like,
Watch me.
watch me, buddy. I'm going to get my pro card.
Hell
And
yeah.
everyone, like Tyler, when I showed up to Hive, like after USA's, he's like, you son of a bitch. He's like, you really did it. He's like, you were talking all that shit and you really made it happen. I was like, yeah. I was like, I only made it happen so I didn't sound like a dumbass. I was like, that's like, I do reverse psychology on myself. Like, I have to tell myself that I'm going to do so good. I have to set the bar so high or else I'm not going to be there. I have a very lackadaisical mind. To where if I don't have a goal, literally I'm doing nothing. I'll sit on my couch all day and not think twice about it. Scroll Instagram, do everything else. I legitimately have to have a goal. And it has to
Yeah,
be
I'm like
so
that
high that it
too.
might not be achievable.
Just be like I'm like all in. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm all in, right? If I'm gonna bodybuild, I'm maximizing everything from sleep to nutrition to training, right? And when you're
That's
all in on something and super committed, you know that's how you're successful. So
What about peptides in the natural bodybuilding game?
yeah, so some of them that aren't hormone altering are allowed, but anything, you know, like all the growth hormone secretion ones, like ipamorelin and all the ones of that nature, all those are banned. The only ones that
Growth
you
is
can
really?
do, yeah, yeah, all that stuff is banned, like ipamorelin and you know, pretty much anything. You lose
That
your
can make
natty
a
status
lot
except for like something like MT2 or like GHK.
of
Where
insulin.
it's just like for looks is the only thing that wouldn't lose your natty status.
Yeah, so Ryan Benson would always tell me about that. He'd be like, bro, you have no idea how many guys would be injecting insulin backstage at natty shows.
Dang.
How true is that? You know, you're the natty, so I need to hear it
I
from you. Do
mean,
you ever
there
see any
there is cheaters. I've heard stories of cheaters, right? guys, they take stuff, they come off, and then they'll take, stuff to try to pass the poly. But that's the very, very rare occasion, maybe
Yeah.
like one guy a year. Because here's the thing, dude. If you're gonna compete as a natural in a tested show, so they poly us the night before, they
Yeah, I
poly us
know
at
that.
check-ins, and then they P-test. And some federations like the WNBF, the ANBF, the stricter ones, they'll hair test as well as the
Really?
P test. And so here's the thing. If you're gonna, attempt to get past the poly, and say you do make it past, right? And say you did come off everything and you do pass the P test and you win a show, what fulfillment do you get knowing in your head that you just cheated to win? So it's
Yeah.
like, why would I don't get, apparently there is some guys that do it. I don't know anyone. I know someone that has gotten busted by it. I actually made a video on
Really?
them.
No
They
way.
failed their OCBP test after they won the pro card.
Wait.
So
And they had to give it to the second
yeah,
place guy, right? Okay, yeah. And they
yeah.
took it from him, didn't they? They took it from the second place guy again.
No, it was here in Arizona, and they gave it to the second place guy.
Oh, I had heard that there
There
was
might
like,
have been another situation.
yeah, I think there was, because I had heard there was a guy that may have failed something, and they took the pro card away from him, gave it to second place, and then something happened, and they took the pro card away from second place and gave it back to first place. And I was like,
But
dude, if that happened to me, I'd be so pissed.
dude, people do get caught, and it's really, really sad in my opinion, because it's like, dude, what fulfillment do you get when there
Yeah,
is untested leagues? Like, go compete against untested guys. Like, let the natty guys compete against other natty guys. Like, what fulfillment do you get knowing you cheated? Like, it means
yeah.
less,
Or be like
So
Micah, be
yeah,
natural and go compete against unnatural guys and win.
yes, be a Chad,
And
bro.
yeah, Micah's crazy. If he ever hops on gear, that's another. What's this? What's that? What's the 212 Olympian's name again?
Keon.
Keon. Yeah, if Micah ever hops on gear, he's gonna be the next Keon, in my opinion. He's a freak, bro.
Dude, I got to get him
Micah
on here, bro. He's a peak natty.
Yeah, he is. He is. I always fuck with him too. I'm like, just let us know you're running a little Anavar, bro. I'm like, stop lying to everybody. Like, but the
Speak.
reason I believe him is he's been like not the same size, but damn near the same size, for the last 3 years
Yeah.
I've known him. Not very many physique changes have happened. It's like a little bit of growth, but it's
It slows down as a natural a lot as you
a
train
lot
for
slower.
longer and longer.
It's
Yeah.
like me. Yeah, I can eat 4,000 calories and then let's say blast 1,000 tests. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna grow like a weed. You know what I mean? Compared
Yeah.
to a natural eats 4,000 calories for the same amount of time, they're gonna get kind of fat.
Speaking of gear, have you ever had any health scares with gear?
Not yet, but I also haven't done my blood work in the past year. So I'm actually getting my blood work done next weekend. So for anyone here in Arizona, can I promote something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just came up. I just got a deal with this blood work company called Vigor. It's in Scottsdale, super dope. If you want the information, hit me up. I'm going to be working with that clinic for all blood work, TRT, peptide related things. So if you're in Scottsdale, you're in Phoenix, and you're looking for something you can trust, and you're a fan of me, or you've seen me, or you trust anything I say, that's the TRT clinic you should go to. Super fast. It's one of the cheaper ones. It's great. You'll be in and out. But yeah, get my blood work done next week for the first time since November of 2024.
Oh boy.
Since before that, because that was my first show.
So I guess we'll see if there's any health scares.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't feel anything crazy. Like I get my blood pressure checked all the time. My blood pressure's fine.
Okay.
I don't. But then again, I don't know. There could be something in there that I don't know about. But
Yeah.
realistically, I didn't even want to get it checked next week. I wanted to wait until after Wasatch because I was like, if there is a problem, I'm still going to blast. I'm still doing the show. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll figure out the problem after. You know what I mean? I'm
What's
making
what's the craziest cycle you've ever taken?
So actually for USA's, it was So like I said, I'd never been on any other injectable until my first show. That's when I did Mast and Trend too. But yeah, my biggest cycle was USA's, and I was running a 800 test, 600 Mast, 400 Trend, 25 Winstrol Anavar or no, 75 Winstrol Anavar Proviron, and then I was doing 6 IUs of growth, 80 Clen, 2 Retatrutide, and 500 MCG of SLU.
Okay. I've heard of
So
that. Yeah.
a lot of things, that I went from doing nothing besides TRT and a little Anavar to like that right away, pretty much. So it was a bit crazy.
Do you think that you needed that to go pro?
I think we could have dosed back a little bit. Realistically, I think we could have brought the mass down 100, brought the trend down 100, and maybe dropped the test down 200. And I think I would have done fine, and maybe dropped 25 out of all the orals besides Anavar, and I would have done just as good, realistically. But then again, we don't know my PED tolerance yet because I'm still so new to the PED game. Like, obviously, well, for me taking PED wise, I know a lot about PEDs. I've done my research on everything, but I've always been so scared of needles and injecting myself that I was like, oh, like I can only do test. I don't want to inject that much oil. Like I'm a pussy. I can't do it. Like it took me. I just did my first sub Q shot the other day because I was so
Bodybuilder,
scared.
IFBB Pro, scared of needles?
Dude, I was so scared of them. Like I was sitting here and I was like, oh god, like because I don't know, it's weird for me. I'm like sticking something into my stomach. I was like, oh, this is so weird. But I'm a lot more used to it now than I was. Like I remember when I told my coach, I was like, I want to be on very minimal things my first show because I just don't think that I need to be on very much. And my first show, we did 350 test, 150 trend, 150 mast, and then 50 Anavar and 25 Winstrol. That was literally it. And that's how I got my first win off of that.
That's good. Minimum effective dose. There's so many, bodybuilders that preach that 100%. Do you think that are the potential health risks with gear worth it for you to achieve what you want to achieve in bodybuilding?
For me, yes. And that's because I only care about my goal. That's it. I don't care about what's going to happen along that road. It's going to sound crazy. I could die. It doesn't matter. I'm so focused on going to Olympia. And like I've prepared my family for this. I've told everyone, I'm like, I'm going to go to Olympia or I'm going to die trying. Well, before I said I'm going to go pro or die trying. But now it's like I'm going to Olympia or I'm going to die trying to do it. It's the truth. I'm going to either win or I'm going to push my body so hard that something's going to happen. And that's the truth. And I've accepted it. And I'm totally okay with whatever outcome happens because I'm going to look sick regardless.
What are some other things you have in place to be the best bodybuilder besides gear and training, right? Because if you want to make it to the Olympia, you got to have all the variables controlled, right? You're a bodybuilder year round. There's no taking time off if you want to go to the Olympia. What are other things you do though besides gear, training, food, to be the best bodybuilder?
Networking and social media. Realistically, it's
That's
going to be
an interesting take.
Yeah, I mean, so but they say bodybuilding is political. I would say it's not as political as they say it is. But like I say, I don't know if I would have done as good at USA's if Ryan Benson didn't personally introduce me to everybody. You know what I mean? And he was like, "This is Trevor Davis. He like it's so crazy. He's here right now. He used to manage our Snapchat, and I used to always tell him to compete." Like he was talking me up a lot, and I feel like having those people on your side, and like having someone like Larry, Ryan Benson, and just all these other competitors on my side, it really goes towards me. But like your network is everything. It doesn't matter if we're talking about bodybuilding, we're talking about life. Your network is your net worth at the end of the day. Like if you don't know anybody, what good are you gonna do with your money? I've known people to make so much money off of knowing people. just connecting two people, and now they're a part of a deal and they're getting residuals of $10,000 a month, that type of thing. But in your social media, if you're nobody, you're probably not going to win any shows. I'm going to be honest, especially at the top level. It's not going to happen. They're not going to let some guy with 100 followers go beat Aaron Banks.
Sam Sulek's about to compete again in the Arnold. We'll see how he does.
I think he's going to get smoked.
Yeah.
I think so. He's already at his weight cap, isn't he?
Yeah.
He needs to go to open.
Yeah.
It's a fact. And that's not me talking shit. He looks great. But he's already filled out his frame so much with the weight cap that he has.
And he coaches himself. Imagine if he just took on a good coach that got him right. Like he does all his stuff by himself,
That's another thing actually that I forgot. Find your coach. Don't find a good coach. Find your coach. The coach that fits you right. You might have to go through a couple to find that. I'm thankful I didn't. Me and my coach, we talk almost every single day. We're homies, we're literally like brothers, like quite literally. Like when I won my show, he bought me a $500 Ifbb Pro belt. Who else's coaches are really doing that? There's not very many out there. When I say that this dude has really helped me more than anybody could, I never knew that I would meet someone, hop on their team, pay them to be my coach, and I would get so much help with what I wanted out of it and be able to build like a brotherhood. Like we're literally like brothers, bro. It's pretty crazy. And now that I live in Phoenix, it sucks because I don't get to see him like ever, which, we were lifting every day together. Like we were together every single day. It was literally like Ryan and Larry. They're together every single day, so that's how me and my coach are. Super dope. Everyone was always like, well, why didn't you just hit up Ryan? And I was like, because I didn't want to ride the coattail of Larry and Ryan anymore. You know what I mean? Like I've always been Larry and Ryan's guy. I didn't want that to be associated with them anymore. I wanted my name to be associated with my name, and that's it.
And now you have that connection. So if they ever come to Phoenix, I know he came to like TG Mesa a year or two ago, I think. But if they're ever down here, you have that connection. You can get some content in with him. That'd be so sick.
Yeah. So I'm going to be going up to LA like once a month because now that I'm getting ready for the show, Jason Henya is coached by Ryan too. And I was lifting with him last time I was there, and he's like, bro, you should come up here more often. It's a team full of Ifbb pros. Like you should just be up here more often. It's a 5-hour drive. Come up here once a month, kick it with us, learn from us. He's like, why wouldn't you do that? And I was like, yeah, you're right. So last month I went down there. I think I'm going to skip this month and then go there next month. But yeah, it's pretty sick. In Larry's gym, we should go.
Dude, me and you I want to go. I could gym review it, bro. I don't know. Do you have TikTok?
Yeah, let's drive up there and
dude, I don't know if you know, but my gym reviews on TikTok like blow up. Like every single one, 50K to like 300K views. I'm like, I get recognized at EOS's for being a gym reviewer.
Yeah, that's where I first saw you. Was that
okay on TikTok?
Yes. Then we connect. I forgot how we like connected. I think it was just
you DM'd me on Insta. You were like, gotta lift, bro, or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay, because you commented on one of my videos, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit this dude up. I was like, he lives in Arizona. I was like, hell yeah, because I was just trying to network back then. I was trying to meet as many people down here as I could because I was like, damn, I have no friends.
Dude, I'd be so down. A little Cali trip.
Dude, we can go whenever. Like you let me know and we can go up to LA.
Let's plan it. I'll film for you, get you some good content while you're lifting with them. I'll do a gym review. I'd love to hit Larry's gym too. I haven't been to Larry's gym or Zoo Culture. 2 gyms on my bucket list.
You can literally make the trip for both of them. Just go do both. Larry's gym is probably one of the peaks for bodybuilding. So many like crazy pieces of equipment. It's nuts.
Have you ever been to the Compound in San Diego? I think that's my favorite gym I've ever been to.
So sick, bro. It's perfect for filming. If you're just going there
like and making 50 influencers that train there.
Oh, it's so sick, bro. If you want to go make an edit, go to Compound. They have the sickest lighting. It's so just neutral in there.
You're allowed to have your shirt off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Larry's gym is sick though, bro. I'm telling you, it's so gangster at that gym, and it sucks because like I was after I moved up, that's when he finally opened it, and like I was helping him with everything, and then I was like, oh damn. But I've gotten to see it. It's so gangster. Such a cool gym.
We're going 100%.
Yeah, I we can go next weekend.
Let's run it.
I'm down. Fuck it.
What do you see yourself staying in Scottsdale right now?
Yeah, yeah, for the
Okay.
foreseeable future. I think that the next 3 to 4 years of my life plays out here. Realistically, I think where I want to end up is San Diego. Like when I finally end up buying a house, and I want to stay in that one place, it's going to be San Diego.
Okay. How's training going at Hive? Is that your only like in-person work right now besides online coaching?
Yeah. So I mean, I work part time at an EOS too because
Okay.
I was just getting so bored, bro. It was bad because I mean, I have my 3 clients in the morning, which is from 4:30 to 7:30 in the morning, and then I'll come home, text my online clients, and then I'm bored. I'm sitting there, now it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym. After the gym, nothing to do. It's like 1 p.m. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm bored. So they kept offering me a job at EOS, and I was like, sure, fine. I was like, I'm only working part time. I was like,
Okay.
that's it. So I go there, pretty much chill. I train a couple people there, and then yeah, then it's just online coaching. That's it. It's great. And
Yeah.
I'm not a bodybuilding coach either. I don't want to be a bodybuilding coach. I feel like
It's
when
different for sure.
it's so much different. And obviously, if I'm going to be a bodybuilding coach, I'm going to get guys on PEDs because that's
Mhm.
all I talk about. That's what my content's based around is PEDs, bodybuilding, and me smoking and vaping. So, yeah, no, literally, I just I can't deal with those people. My coach loves me because I do not come to him with my problems. Like I'm not like, "Coach, I'm having a rough day. This is going on." Like, no, I'm not. You don't need to be my fucking therapist. And I'm not trying to be a bunch of grown men on steroids therapists because that's what
Yeah.
it turns into every single
Dude,
time.
some people it changes them a lot. Some people are awesome. So this is why you can never speak in ultimatums, right? So a lot of people think I hate steroids and like I'm, anti
Mhm.
against them. But on all reality, like I love bodybuilding, man. Like I watch guys on gear, like on YouTube, all their YouTube videos. I love Derek Lunsford. I was just watching Matt Grego's YouTube video last night.
That's
Um,
sick.
I
He's
love the
sick.
sport of bodybuilding, but you can't speak in ultimatums that, gear just destroys everyone and gear changes everybody and gear makes people roid rage and angry and the stereotypical gear talk, right? Because some people are cool, some people can handle it. A lot of people are worth like it's worth it to them to chase their bodybuilding dreams and it's worth the risk for them, right? And then others, like you talked about, they're emotional, you said like you got to babysit them, all
Yep.
this stuff, et cetera, et cetera. But the main thing that I want to show to people is like these kids, dude, these kids that are hopping on gear at 17, 18 years old, peptides, they think that's going to fix their physique. And they are so like, no one
They're
is
lost.
patient. Yeah, no one's patient to train as a natural for a little bit, and even do a natural show and decide if you even love bodybuilding before you get on gear. And so the main thing
Facts.
I'm trying to do is coach some peak naturals, right? Just like show that the natural league, that there is some competitive killer naturals out there, have a team of killer naturals under me, be a killer natural myself. Like I said, I'm going for that natty Ifbb Pro card and just show that you don't need it to be successful in the industry. There's plenty of natural fitness influencers. There's plenty of not naturals as well. But I feel like someone's got to show these kids that there is a natural path because
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
dude,
you
like
can teach
at
over
least wait till you're fully developed to hop on, like
facts.
there's like 15, 16 year olds, dude.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, I say that in all my videos too. I'm like, know what you're doing before you're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
don't because I'm telling you my cycle that you should go run this exact cycle. I'm doing the cycle based off of what my body responds to and how good I've felt off of these and how it made me look. It's not going to make you look like me. So like I'm super honest. I have people come up to me in person all the fucking time and they're like, "How do I get shoulders like that?" And I'm like, steroids and food and hitting shoulders a lot. I
Hell
was
yeah.
like, for me, I just had genetically shoulders. I could pull up a picture of me when I was 17 and I have cap delts. Just started going to the gym, you know, like I've had cap delts my whole life. It's just, that's a genetic thing. But obviously when you add in PEDs, you know, you hit a bunch of shoulders and you add food, they're going to grow. There's so many parts that are also genetic on people. And I feel so bad when they're like, how'd you get that? Like, let's say my traps. I haven't hit traps in like years. You know, I never hit my traps. So like, how do you get those? And I'm like, working out, dude.
It's like, dude, like find out if you even love bodybuilding before you commit your life to competing, you know?
Yeah.
and
yeah, there's
and
a lot of guys that don't do that. Cause I tell all of them, because I've talked to a lot of people that want to compete, and I'm like, bro, I was like, before you even like think about I want to go to Olympia, you should think about do I even like being on stage? Because like there's so many people that probably have the dream and then they get on stage and like, I don't actually like doing this. Like I don't want to be up here anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and after that, now they've already taken their PEDs so far that sometimes it's hard to come back. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying some people don't have the mindset to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really
I heard
hard.
it's pretty hard mentally, right? When you come off cycle, you lose a bunch of muscle mass and you go from looking your best to, you know, a not good look.
Yeah, really, that's what happens. And I wouldn't say you lose too much muscle mass. I would say you gain a little bit of fat, you know, stuff like that. And I feel like that's what discourages people the most. Going from that shredded, just dick skin look, you know, you pull and there's just that layer, you know, that tiny little layer of skin, to all of a sudden now they can pull a chunk of their skin off and it's like that thick, full of fat. And they're just so discouraged now. They're like, I hate bodybuilding. It gave me body dysmorphia. It's like, no, you actually had that before. And now you introduce something that is showing you haven't. Like you got
to have the right mindset for bodybuilding, dude, natural or not. If you don't have the mindset to do what it takes and not be a crybaby and feel sorry for yourself on prep or after prep, you're not going to be a successful bodybuilder.
100%. That's a fact. It's like people ask me all the time, they're like, you don't miss being like just shredded to the gills? And I'm like, bro, I'm eating so good right now. Yeah. Like I get to do whatever I want.
Enjoy every part of it.
Yeah. I was like, I'm having a great time not being that shredded. Like it's so much more fun to just be a little jacked than be just shredded. Like, you know, getting down to that is not fun. And
when I got down to my shredded, I had no test, dude. I felt pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yours is like 35, right? Something like
38,
that.
38 per deciliter,
you
bro.
posted that video. Damn, that's crazy.
It's, you know why? It's because I did back-to-back preps. So I had like 3 months off, and then I went right back into prep.
That's pretty crazy. See, I was gonna do a really quick turnaround for a pro qualifier when I won the Northwest up in Washington. I remember my big brother actually had to tell me to calm the fuck down, because so I got second in the overall. I got first in novice, true novice, open, got second in the overall, and that was cool. You know, whatever. I was pissed, bro. I was so mad I got second in the overall. I go backstage, I throw my phone across the room. My coach is like, bro, calm down. And I was like, fuck that. I was like, I should have fucking won. And he's like, bro, this is your first show ever, and you just placed second in the overall. You just won everything you did. He's like, do you know how long some people try to even get a novice win? They're like, he's like, the fact that you just did that is crazy. He's like, you need to calm down. And then I calmed down a little bit. But at the moment, I was so mad. And I planned to go to Charlotte. There was a show in Charlotte. What was it? I think it was Junior Nats or something like that. I was going to go to that the following month. And my brother, I remember I called him. I was like, can't believe I fucking lost. I was like, this is bullshit, this and that. I was like, I'm going to Charleston and I'm going to smoke everyone. And that's when he kind of freaked out on me. He's like, listen, you're an idiot. You just placed second. He's like, don't be like the rest of these people that got their qualifications at Northwest and they're going to go straight into a pro qualifier and get smoked. He's like, that's what happens. Everyone that goes to that show next month is going to get dog walked. He's like, what you need to do is wait. He's like, just wait at least 8 months. He's like, you're qualified for a whole year. He's like, you don't need to go compete right away. He's like, just gain some mass and then go get your pro card. So I took that advice, went to my coach, talked to him about it, and he's like, let's just do USAs in July. And I was like, bet. Perfect. That sounds great.
Hey, how do NPC guys qualify for nationals?
So you just
First
so
in
some
your class?
yeah, it's the open. So you have to place first or second in your class for open at some shows. Some shows it's first and second. Some shows it's just first
Okay.
in your class. But and then at some shows they give out their pro card to the top 1 and 2 in their class, and then sometimes only the overall winner gets the pro card. You have to pick the right shows.
I think at the amateur, isn't it top 3? At the amateur, they do 1, 2, and 3.
Top 2.
Top 2.
Or no, actually, the winner of each class got their pro card. Because my boy Sebastian went to the amateur Olympia, and him and the guy that won his class were tied in points, and then the head judge was like, that guy, and
I
picked the
heard
other
about
guy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I feel bad for Sebastian because he was so close at USA's, and then he went to amateur, and he was so close again. Like he got third at USA's, second at amateur, and I'm like, damn, bro, because he looks so good. He's a pro. You know, he's got a pro physique. He looks that good. It's the shows you pick as well. Like me, I knew USA's was going to be hard, and I knew that it was going to be one of the biggest shows, but I knew that there was a little bit better of a chance because top 1 and 2. Obviously, I wanted 1, but I got 2. Whatever. I walked away with my pro card. I'm not mad about it, but I think now that I have Josh, obviously, I think my posing is going to be next level because he's sick. He's really, really good at everything he does.
Josh is both of our posing coaches, by the way. He's I don't know how many guys he's helped pose, but he's got like hundreds of guys on his roster, from Olympians, Ifbb Pros to Natty Pros. He's got who knows how many best poser awards under him. He's
right.
I'm gonna have him on here. He's coming on like February 2nd. He's a busy guy.
Yeah. I was just with him yesterday. Got some work in. Like here, I'll pull up a picture of like this guy is so good. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know if anybody has ever had a posing coach. This is my first time ever working with a posing coach. I've never had it, nothing. So he sent me these.
Oh, you got the email thing where he like corrects your form?
Yeah, he corrects everything.
He's a goat, dude.
Like
Josh Glaze is well deserved.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for a posing coach, Josh is that guy. He really is. Like I totally thought I had perfect mandatories until I walked up on him and he was like, oh, change this. And I'm like, oh, damn. And now it's 10 times better. He's a G. But I went with him because I've never done a posing session and I didn't want to do a virtual one. Like I've never done a virtual one, so I don't know how they really work.
In person is so much better.
I figured, and that's why I was like, I want an in-person posing coach. When are you going to go on gear?
The only time I'd ever hop on is when I need HRT when I'm older, just so I'm not a sad, depressed, low test old guy. But dude, as far as bodybuilding, I'm just going to chase the greatest natural physique I can achieve and definitely go for the Natty Ifbb Pro card and then see where we're at after that. But yeah, I'm just going to stay natty, and the only time I'll ever hop on anything is hormone replacement therapy with a doctor when I'm much, much older.
Nice. If you need blood work, I got a place. So what would you do? What would you do if I sent you a red lightsaber and when you went to grab it, it had testosterone cream on it?
Gel cream on it? Dude, a holy hypothetical question. Dude,
I just thought I had to ask.
Holy well, I would. Okay, I will never give up my ethics and morals, right? Technically, that would lose my natural status, right? If I absorb the cream.
No, I think you can still claim natty because you got drugged.
You think? I don't know. I feel like, dude, even like one, it's like even if you take one shot, even if you do the one thing to lose the natty status, you can't compete as a natural anymore. So you know what I would do? I would keep standing on my brand of staying a peak natural. I wouldn't hop on because I got exposed to it. I would, you
tell people what happened.
Yeah, I would tell people what happened. I wouldn't hop on though It would just be the one and done time, right? When hypothetically I touch the lightsaber.
The
And
lightsaber.
then I wouldn't compete in natural leagues because I think it is so unethical to compete in a natural league, even if you've taken things once, right?
It is.
Because everyone
It
else has
is.
stayed natty. So what I would do is I would stay natty, but I would compete in the NPC like Micah, like Brinks as a natty,
Well, yeah,
and see what I
which
could do against guys on gear.
yeah, that's good because there's so many people that won't do that. So when I lived in LA, I'm not going to name any names, but I used to do security back then too at Toca Madera, and I would meet all these fitness influencers, and one of them came in one time, big dude's fucking huge, bro. He's like 260. He's a big guy. And he walks in and I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? Like talk to him. And I was like, oh, you're a bodybuilder? He's like, nice. Yeah, I'm a pro. And I was like, nice. What do you want? And he's like, nothing. And I'm like, really? And like, he was a big African dude. So I was like, maybe, those African dudes got some crazy genetics. But then I was like, you're completely natural. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just on some TRT, this and that. And I'm like,
you're not natty, bro.
you're not natural. Like, stop saying that. Like, people
Yeah.
that say they're natural on TRT
I
piss me off.
can't
so
stand
much.
fake natties, dude. Like
It's
to each
the
their
most
own,
annoying.
right? To each their own personal decision. You've got to be willing to risk the health effects that come with it, but do not be a fake natty, dude. Do not be a fake natty.
No. Like, what do you think about Hussein?
I think he's natty, bro. He's only like 180.
Really?
Yeah, he's like
I've
180.
never
He's
seen
just
him in person. I've only seen edited pictures. So
dude,
I like.
so
I don't know.
these influencers, they become masters with a camera. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they know how to get the angles. They take a bunch of photos when they're stage lean, and then they edit them in Lightroom. But dude, he's like 180. I totally believe he's natty.
Huh. Okay. Who
He's a
else is
buck
another
80.
skeptical?
A lot of people think Tristan Lee's not natty.
I don't think he's natural at all. No.
Yeah, he
Not
claims
anymore.
natty.
Not
He
anymore.
claims
I think he
natty.
was when he was younger.
He claims natty, and he's not insanely big, but he stays way too lean to be putting on that much tissue. As a natural, bro, when you're that lean, you are not in a good state for muscle building. You're not in a good state to be strong. Training sessions, like, dude, you have the worst lifts ever as a natural when you're stage lean. You feel like crap. He stays way too lean to be putting on the muscle he has.
He's super lean, and there's a reason why he stopped chasing his soccer career.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that.
He's super dialed. He's super dialed, right? You see his diet, but yeah, he stays too lean to be natural, I believe.
Yeah, I like the one younger kid. His name's Anthony something.
Anthony Mantello?
Yeah, he's sick because he talks about everything. I like that dude. He's super open about it.
He became an Ifbb Pro and he quit. Did you see that video?
Yeah, he quit because he's scared of the health risks.
Yeah.
So I totally understand. Which I get, people. I've heard so many people talk shit online. They're like, "Oh, if you care about the health risks, you're a pussy," And I'm like, "No, they're not." I'm like, people just want to live. Yeah. Like, obviously, like, not everyone can be like a me or somebody else. That's like, I'm willing to die for this. Yeah. It's a very rare trait to say you will die for something. Like, not very many. Some people will say that, but there's a very few amount that mean it. I will die trying to win Mr. Olympia. I will literally die doing it. There's no other goal I have at the moment. Everything's on hold. Like, I could be growing my business so much further, but I don't want to grow it to where I can't focus on bodybuilding as much. And like, I'm making more than enough money right now to be able to fund everything. And obviously I have my coach. He helps me out a lot with, stuff like that. So yeah, you need to be ready for that type of thing if you're going for an Olympia status. I don't think anybody going to Olympia thinks this is going to be safe. I have zero health risks. I think everyone knows that they're putting themselves at risks, and something wrong can happen at any time. And I'm ready for that outcome. I am. I want to win. I want to be the best, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to keep trying until I do that. You're only going to fucking lose when you finally quit.
That's another thing I was going to ask. Do you see yourself being just like a coach, a personal trainer, for the rest of your career until, maybe you're big enough on social media to just bodybuild full time off sponsorships and brand deals and stuff?
Yeah, I personally don't know if I want to be the biggest person for brand deals or anything else like that either. I think later on I want to have my gym. I want to open my gym. I want to coach people at my gym, because it's really my passion.
Yeah,
Helping
me
people
too.
work out, training people. I like right now, all my in-person clients over at Hive, they're a bunch of young 24-year-old dudes doing life insurance. They all want to be jacked. They're making a couple of these dudes are making hundreds of $1,000s a month.
Yeah.
Like they're killing it, bro. And that motivates me so much because I'm like, I can't work out at 5 a.m. How are these little fuckers doing it? They get in there at 4:30 a.m. They get in there at 5:30 and they're grinding. I put these dudes through workouts just to fuck with them sometimes. Like on leg day, I will destroy these dudes and they will just keep going. And I literally love that. I love
Yeah.
telling someone what to do and they're like, all right, coach, let's get it. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, did you watch the clip of the Diamond Gym when that taller dude, the 260 lean guy?
Yeah, Julian.
Yeah,
I've met him.
Julian was there, and what's that dude's name? The other guy, not Hottie.
Hadi's the
Hottie's the
Middle
main guy,
Eastern one.
the black dude, the older black dude.
Unk.
Unk. When Unk was like, yeah, yeah, like he was all excited, Julian. Like that's
You're
how I
like Unk in the gym.
literally, bro. When my clients are like, I'm like, all right, 2 more reps. They're like, 4 more. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, 4 more reps. Come on. It's my
That's
favorite.
funny. All right, my man. As we wrap up here, we've got some people that have some questions for you.
Perfect.
So first question here, someone asked, this is funny, maximizing delt growth and development. What's the secret to your huge delts? Someone asked.
We did just talk about that.
Yeah.
They've been genetic my whole life. Like I'll literally, if you want to, I'll pull up a picture from when I was 16. I looked pretty crazy. It was like one of my first times in the gym. My delts were already capped. But, you do shoulders long enough, you eat enough food, you do enough juice, you're going to get shoulders. Shoulders are the biggest teller for guys on gear anyways.
All right. Well, someone else asked your thoughts and experiences on test and probably running it for the rest of your life. Do you have any? Yeah. I don't know what that means, but
I think he's asking me if I'm going to run test the rest of my life and what I think about it, maybe. But
yeah,
if that was the question, yes, I'm going to realistically be on test the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that. When I do stop bodybuilding and I do TRT, it's literally 2 little insulin syringes a week, maybe 3, and I'm chilling.
TRT helps tons of men, when they're older.
It does. Like I tell people that all the time. I'm like, look, you don't have to go on a full steroid stack to be an optimal male.
Yeah.
Like you should just go get your blood work done, see what your levels are at. Personally, I believe if your levels are under 600, you have low testosterone. You're an under operating male, in my opinion. You're not going to be able to grow as much muscle. Like let's say you had 500 testosterone, you tried bodybuilding, your testosterone is going to drop so much faster because of the level it's already at. And you're going to be so much less motivated. Not saying that happens to everybody, but I do believe test helps out an immense amount of people. And I think a lot more people should be on it and they don't even know.
Yeah, I think it too. People just need to clean up their diet, man. Dude, so many people are just eating all this processed junk that just absolutely kills your digestion, kills your GI health, which kills your mental health, which kills, just your overall hormone health. Like I'm eating the cleanest I've ever eaten right now, the most nutrient dense foods I've ever eaten, taking all the right sups. I'm on all like the natty sups, like maca root, tonkat ali, all those natty test boosters. I'm sleeping like 8 to 9 hours a night and I've never felt better. So you can feel better. You just have to take care of yourself, man.
You can.
No matter what you do, bodybuilder or not, you need to take care of yourself.
Yep. Like I have people ask me all the time, they're like, bro, like what should I hop on to get bigger? I'm like, you should hop on some food. Like that's what you should do. You should hop on some food before you hop on some gear. Maybe think about a diet, buddy.
Yeah, these 17-year-old peptide warriors. How about you just hop on a diet?
Yeah, go do some cardio, fat ass. Like shit.
Oh man, dude. Well, hey man, it was a pleasure having you on. We are 100% going to be taking a trip to go see Larry's gym.
You let me know. You let me know
Are
when,
you
bro. We can go
are you
next week.
single?
No.
No. Well, I'm gonna steal you from the missus for a little weekend trip.
Oh, she's fine. She's fine with me going anywhere.
Hell yeah.
I literally 2 weeks ago, I was like, hey, I'm gonna fly to LA. She's like, all right, let me know when you're flying back. I'll pick you up. I'm like, okay, cool.
Eh,
Yeah, because
well,
I have a lot of friends out in LA. I live there, and like one of my boys will let me stay at his house. You know, he has multiple cars, so I'll get to just drive one of the cars when I'm there. You know, it's pretty easy.
all right. Well, we're gonna make it happen. I'll do a gym review at Larry's gym. I'll vlog the trip. It'll be sick.
Let's run it, bud. I can't wait.
All right. All right, my man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Mr. Trevor Davis, Ifbb Pro. Keep
Hey,
killing it, bro.
boys. Doses.
Peace.
How do you turn this bad boy off?